Okay, we're going to start again talking about slope. Okay, and we talked about it a little bit yesterday. We're going to go into more details today. First off, we should know that the symbol for slope is M. The symbol for the y-intercept is B. Now what I'm talking about is when you have the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Okay, so actually turn your paper over to the back. Y equals mx plus b. Slope-intercept form. Right here, this is slope-intercept form because when we have an equation that's written this way, for example, if I had y equals 2x plus 3, okay, you're going to know that whatever number is right here with the x is called the slope. That's the m, that's the slope, that's the coefficient. We also call it the rate of change. We call it delta y over delta x, the change in y over the change in x. They also call it rise over run. Because when we're finding the slope, we're going to be going up first, then over. You always have to rise before you run. We're going to talk more about that in detail in just a minute. The b, that number back there, we've known it as the constant. But like we talked about yesterday, it's also the y-intercept. This y-intercept, you need to remember, is written 0 and the number. Okay? A y-intercept has the number in the y spot. Let me give you a minute to write that down. All right, so let me go back to this first. Okay, and rise over run, again, we talked about rise over run being the slope. And what that means is you have to go up before you can go over. Up before over. Up before over. Rise over run. Okay, that's what we were doing on the graph yesterday. That's why it was telling you to go up first and then go over. Okay, some people were getting it backwards. You have to go up and down first. Okay, so now this is saying on your paper, we can flip this back over. It says when given 2 points, write the slope. That's what it's going to ask you to do. Okay, this is the first one on your worksheet. It says use the slope to create more points, then draw the graph. Okay, so what it wants you to do first is to graph both points. Now let me see if they gave me a graph somewhere. Okay, I guess we're going to. They want us to graph both points, then count the units up, the rise, then they count the units left or right, the run from point to point. All right, so let's see here. I've got 0, 1. Really? Try again. I know. 0, 1. Let's put a dot at 0, 1. Right there. The other point it gave us was 1, 4. So that means that we're going to go over 1. Let's see, I'll start at 0, 0. I'll go over 1 and up 4 and put a dot. Now, we've got 2 points. We need to figure out what my rate of change is, how we're moving. So I'm going to start over here to the left. Remember, you have to go up and down first, and then over. So I'm going to go up how many? Up 3 and over 1. Now wait, well look. Up 3 to the right 1. This is my slope. So now when I go up 1, 2, 3 and over 1, that's where I'm going to put my new dot. Now I can also go backwards because I'm going to have to go backwards to be able to get into quadrant 3 right here. If I do that, I need to go down because you're going to have to do the backwards. Right now, we're going up 3 and to the right 1. To go backwards, we're going to have to go down 3 and to the left 1. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3 to the left 1. There's my new dot. Starting back at my point, I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3 to the left 1 and put a dot. Again, starting at that point, I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3 to the left 1 and put a dot. Now, what you don't really want to have on your graph are those staircases. You just want to have the points right now. But as we're learning, we will see more of the staircases. Once you have the points, it should make a straight line. We should be able to take a straight edge. You can take the sides of your calculator or a ruler if you want to go get them. And you should be able to draw a line connecting your dots. Now, when it's asking you on your paper for your slope, they say m equals, and on your paper you have a box over a box. Okay? This is when, remember, m means slope, and we are going up 3 and over 1. Well, 3 divided by 1 is what? 3. So my slope is 3. Even though it's not on this, let's write the equation. I have y equals mx plus b. That's my slope-intercept form. So I have y equals, m is my slope. We just found my slope to be 3. Then I put the x on there. What is the b? The y-intercept, right? The y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. The y-axis is this one that goes up and down. Let me highlight that. Here's my y-axis. Whoop, hopefully it'll... Okay, really? It used to go and fix itself, so I didn't have to worry about it. Golly gee willikers. Let's try again. And if it doesn't work this time, I quit. All right. I'm going home. Okay, well, not real great. Yeah, quit laughing at me. All right. Right here, I want you to put a big dot right here. Draw a line. I want you to write y-intercept. That point is where it crosses the y-axis. That is at 0, 1. So my equation is going to be plus 1. So I have y equals 3x plus 1. Okay? Now, you should grab your calculators, go to y equals, put in there 3x plus 1 and press graph. And make sure that you've done it correctly after each problem you do. Because sometimes you'll get the slopes backwards and you'll do a negative instead of a positive. And this way it'll check yourself before you turn it in. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Just kidding. Okay, look. All right, here we go. I got my own jokes. All right. And second, to clear it, second plus sign. Second plus sign. 7, 1, 2. Then I go to y equals, and I'll put in there 3x plus 1. And press graph. And it looks like it. All right, let's see what other things. When I look at this line, though, one other thing that I didn't talk about, is this positive or negative? Is the line going up or down? It's going up. That's my slope is going to be positive. I'll add that in there later. We've already kind of done all this stuff. All right, let's look at the next one. Right now on your paper, it says we have 2 points, 3, -3, and 0, -2. I want you to plot those 2 points on your graph, and I want you to find your slope, find your rate of change. So here, let's see, we've got 3, -3. Start at 0, 0, over 3, and down 3, and put a dot. Then the other point is 0, -2. 0, -2. All right, now wait a minute. I want to show you something as well. If I took those 2 points and put it in a table, 3, -3, and 0, -2. Okay, let's look at what's happening. First off, my point, if I start at my y-intercept, to get to the other point, do I need to go up or down? I need to go down how many? Down 1, so that's -1. And I go over how many? Over 1, 2, 3, over 3. So I'm going down 1 and to the right 3. If you go down, that is negative. So this is negative 1 over 3. That's talking about my rate of change. See, if I went over here, actually let me switch the points around to make more sense for some of y'all. Here we go. On a table, I'm going from 0, negative 2 to 3, negative 3, right? What's delta y? Negative 1. Oh. Negative 1, right? Isn't that what just happened right here? These are the same. What about delta x? What's happening from 0 to 3? Plus 3. Isn't that what's going on right here on the graph? Those are the same things. That's what it's talking about. When we do delta y over delta x, it's talking about how you move on the graph. Okay, to go to the next point, right, if we needed to graph more of these, let's grab I'm going to grab my dot over here. I'm going to start on my point, and I'm going to go down 1, to the right 1, 2, 3, and put a dot. Now, if I try and do that again and go down 1 and to the right 3, I'm going to be off my graph a little bit, but that's okay. It's only one of them. So I'm going to go down 1 and over 1, 2, 3. It's over here. Now, what if I wanted to go backwards? Instead of down 1 to the right 3, what could I do?
Down 3 and down right 1.
Up 1. You have to go up. You have to go backwards. And to the left 3, right? So now, let's go back to our point at the y-intercept. And let's go up 1 to the left, 1, 2, 3. Let's do that again. Whoa, come on, Dot. There we go. Up 1 to the left, 1, 2, 3. Now I can draw my line. There's my line. What is my slope? Negative 1 over 3, negative 1/3, right? That's my rate of change. Now to write an equation, what other piece of information do I need? The what? I have y equals mx plus b. I have y equals negative 1/3. I know that. The y-intercept. Yeah, I need that y-intercept. Here's my y-axis. Put a big circle or dot right there on your y-intercept. That point is 0, negative 2. So it becomes negative 1/3 x minus 2. There's your equation. Now, go in the calculator again. Every time, go to y equals. Oh, gee, I hate it when it does this. All right. Go to y equals, maybe. And put in there negative, not that, clear it out. All right. Negative 1 divide 3 x minus 2. And press graph. It should cross at 0, negative 2. It's decreasing. Now look at this. My line is decreasing. It is going down. What do you notice about my slope? My slope is negative. When the line is decreasing, your slope is going to be negative. Flip your paper over for a second. When the slope is negative, the line will be decreasing. Okay, so that means that on a graph, it will be going down. When the slope is positive, the line will be increasing. Let me move this down a little bit. So that means my line will be going up. Okay, so when you find your slope, positive or negative, it's going to tell you which way the line goes. A lot of times this is where we have the mistakes. Okay, because you accidentally make it positive instead of negative. That's why I'm telling you that when you find the equation, put it in the calculator and check it. Okay? Take a minute and try and do number 3. I want you to try and find the slope and the equation of the line. Okay, so this next one, let's plot these 2 points. I have 3, 2. So let's go over here, and I've got over 3 and up 2, and I put a dot. Okay, so we plotted 3, 2. The next point we have is 6, 4. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go over to 6 and up to 4. Now, you can find slope one of 2 ways. I can go over here and put in my table. Let's see, we have 3, 2, and I have 6, 4. When we've done this in a table to figure out if it's linear or not, what have I always told you to do first? Delta y first, right? Okay, I've always said do delta y first. Remember, the y-axis is the one that goes up and down. The x is what goes across. So right here, this is plus 2. Well, when I'm starting here, the first thing you have to do is do up or down first. So I'm going up 2, that makes sense, and over how many? 1, 2, 3. See, here's delta y, here's delta x, because over here, delta x plus 3. So when I go to write my slope, delta y over delta x, delta y was 2, delta x is 3. Well, bless you. So when I'm going to do my slope, as I start on my points, I go up 2 and to the right 1, 2, 3. Okay? Now, the problem is I can't write my equation because I don't have my y-intercept yet. So I have to work backwards. See, right now my line is going up. That's why my slope is positive. If I want to work backwards, instead of going up 2 and to the right 3, do the opposite. Go down 2 and to the left 3. So let's take our point. Let's start here. Ready? And go down 2 to the left 3. Let's do it again. Down 2 to the left 3. Down 2 to the left 3. Now I've got my line. My equation, y equals. My slope, I'm going up 2 to the right 3. So I've got 2/3. And then I've got x. The other piece of information I need is my y-intercept. Right here, yeah, right here it's 0, 0. Now, you can either put plus 0 on there, but what I'm going to tell you is that the equations, they'll normally just have 2/3 x. The plus 0, you should just know if there's not a number there that means 0. Okay, so like here it's looking, it says the slope is 2/3. And if you look at the line from left to right, it's rising. It's going up. So if it's rising, well, I don't even know. Come on. There we go. If it's rising, the slope is positive. Now, both of the intercepts are actually at 0, 0. The x-intercept and the y-intercept, they both cross here. All right, looking at the next one, we had these points. I asked you to do this as well. So I'm going to go and plot the point -1, 3. Let's see, -1, 3. There's that point. The next point is 1, 3. Over 1 and up 3. Whoa. That is kind of weird. Let's see. So let me put it in a table here. X and Y. I have negative 1, 3, and 1, 3. What do you notice in the table? But in the table, what's the same number? The Y's are the same number. Okay? But I also notice on my graph that it's going to make a what? Straight line. It's going to make a horizontal line. It's going to go across like this. Because, okay, am I going up anywhere? Am I going up? No. I'm going up 0. Look, delta Y, I'm going up 0. Up 0, and I'm going over how many? 2. Well, that makes sense. Right here is plus 2. What is 0 divided by 2? 0. My slope is 0. Okay? Somewhere in your notes, star and highlight. A slope of a horizontal line is 0. We're going to move into this in just a second. The slope of a horizontal line is 0. Slope of a horizontal line is 0. Now, when you go to write the equation of this, you can still start with y equals mx plus b. Y equals, m is the slope. The slope is 0. X, and what's the y-intercept? Right there, it crosses at 3. Now, what is anything times 0? This goes away. My equation is y equals 3. Just go in the calculator right now and put in there, go to y equals and put 3. Oh my goodness gracious, how many times did I press that? All right. I'm going to clear it. I'm going to press. Now be careful because people always say straight line, but you're going to see another straight line in a minute. This is a horizontal line. Okay, so in your notes, I want you to make sure you write horizontal. This is a horizontal line. Your equation is y equals, and then whatever the number is. Now, let's look at the next one. Well, wait, we'll start here. All right. When 0 is the numerator of a fraction, the value is, we just went over that, the value is 0 when a 0 is in the numerator. Therefore, the slope of any horizontal line is 0. Now, if I asked you what are the x and the y-intercepts, we already found the y-intercept right here at 3. What is the x-intercept? Does it cross the x-axis? No, so there is none. Okay? A horizontal line does not have an x-intercept. It only has a y-intercept. The next one that you were supposed to graph, the points were 4, negative 2, and 4, 1. Okay, so let me see my table here. Not the same thing. 4, negative 2, and 4, 1. Now, if I go to draw my line, instead of a horizontal line, it's a what? It's a vertical line. Okay, this is a vertical line. Now, trying to find delta y, the change in y. I am going down 3 right here. Or actually, I guess we wrote it the other way. But this is going to be, I guess I'm going from this one to this one. So I'm going up 3, delta x. I'm going nowhere. 0. Delta y over delta x. 3 over 0. Put in your calculator 3 divides 0. Do it and look at it. Go into that home screen and put 3 divide 0. It says error. You can't divide by a 0, right? That's saying you have 3 candy bars for no one. How do you divide up the candy bars? You can't. Okay? You cannot divide by 0. So, in this case, the slope is what's called undefined. And that's your answer. When they ask you what is the slope, you say undefined. It's not an unidentified flying object. Some people try and tell me unidentified. Okay? It's undefined. So your special ones, your vertical and your horizontal, are either 0 or undefined. Now, one way to help you remember it is this line kind of helps you make a U. That's undefined. On the other one we did, it can make a Z for 0. See how the horizontal line makes it like part of the Z? One way to help you remember that Z, a 0, like I said, is that that's just something to try and help you. A U right here for a vertical line for undefined. Now it says when the 0 is in the denominator of the fraction, the value is undefined. We don't know it. Therefore, the slope of any vertical line is undefined. Now, if I asked you what are the zeros, remember from yesterday, what do zeros mean? The x-axis, right? The x-intercepts. This is a 0 right there. They only have a 0 right here. I don't know why they said zeros right here, other than if I asked you what is the y-intercept, does it cross the y-axis? Nope, it does not cross the y-axis, so the only thing it can give you is the x-intercept. No, I guess we got some kind of slope, dude. What's happening? I don't know what he's supposed to do. Let me see.
He's supposed to turn up.
Get it? Zero.
As it finishes the platform, it doesn't see well ahead, and all of a sudden it comes to the edge. It's straight down. He finds a slope that is straight down and so frightened is he that he says the worst curse word possible in math and in algebra. Undefined. Remember always what he said during the ski trip. Up the hill or up the slope, he said, up, positive. On his downhill run, he said, nice, negative. On the long flat part of the course, he said, this is 0. Finally, when he went over the vertical cliff and straight down, he yelled the worst curse word of math and algebra. Undefined. The uphill is the slope of positive number, and the downhill is the slope of the negative. The flat part is the slope of 0, and the straight part is the vertical part. This is definitely a different slope to special things you can't use for inventing slope to.
You know it's undefined.
The question is, how do you know if your slope is undefined? Anytime you have a vertical line. Anytime your line goes up and down like this, the slope is undefined. Yep. Anytime that you have a horizontal line that goes like this, the slope is 0. Now, looking at the other side on your paper, it's the right-hand side. Looking at this, it says graph the points negative 5, 2, and 4, 2. So let's do this now. We're going to go to negative 5. Oh, I hate trying to read these. All right. Negative 5 and 2 and put a dot. And then 4, 2. I'm going to go over to 4 and up to 2. Then I want to draw a line to connect the dots. It says check the statements that are true. This line is horizontal. Yes, it is. This line is vertical. No. Remember, horizontal goes like this. Vertical goes up and down. The slope is 0. Horizontal line, it makes a Z. Slope is 0. Okay? The slope is undefined. No, it is not. That's only a vertical line. Now, the next thing it says is all the points on the line have the same Y value. Look up here. In my 2 points, the numbers that are the same, are they the X or the Y's? They are the Y's. So the Y numbers are all the same when you have a horizontal line. My equation for this line is Y equals 2. The only things that are the same are all the Y's. So your equation is Y equals 2. Add that onto your notes right there. Now this next one says negative 3, negative 2. So I go over negative 3, down negative 2, and put a dot. Then it says negative 3 and 7. I go up here to 7, put a dot. And then we need to draw our line. It is a what type of line? It is a vertical line. Now, the slope, it can make a U. That's going to help me know that my slope is undefined. Now, when you want to know what the points have the same what values, we'll look up here. Those are the same X values, so they are the same. Now, on the equation of a vertical line, the equation is X equals whatever the X number is, negative 3. This is the only one you can't check in your calculator because, like we say all the time, press Y equals. Well, I don't have an X equals button. You can't put this one in the calculator. That's why you must have it memorized. Now all you grabbing your calculator trying to check. I promise you can't put it in there. I'm just making jokes. It's okay. All right. So now on the back, let's look at this. Ready? The description, a horizontal line, delta Y over delta X. If it's horizontal, remember it goes like this. So my Y can be, just hold, you can write it or I'll give you time to write it in just a second. Your horizontal line, am I going up or down anywhere? No, I'm going up 0, but I can go right and left. It's any number right here. See, that's causing my slope to be 0. My vertical line, which is going up and down, delta Y can be any number. I can go up any amount. But am I going left to right on a vertical line? No. Because that 0 is in the bottom, my vertical line is undefined. Now, an example equation, I don't know what the Y value is always, I guess that's the question I'm supposed to ask y'all. An example equation right here would be Y equals whatever the number is, because that's what's going to cause my horizontal line. The vertical is going to be X equals whatever number. Like it could be X equals 2, X equals 3, doesn't matter. And then the other one would be like Y equals 4 or anything. In a horizontal line, the Y values are always the same. In the vertical line, the x numbers are always the same. Now, intercepts. On my intercepts, if I have this line, if I have y equals 4, holy moly. All right, I'm just going to draw a line. Okay, pretend like this is y equals 4. What is my y-intercept? 0, 4, right? What is my x-intercept? Does it cross the x-axis? No, there's none. You just write none. There is none. Now on the vertical line where I said x equals 2, ugh. Okay, I don't even know how anybody can even read this graph, but whatever. Well, obviously I can't draw either. Let me find, yeah, you can make fun of me all day. Whatever. All right. Let me find. I'll find a tool. There we go. Now I look smart. All right. So now right here, this is x equals 2. What is my y-intercept? Does it cross my y-axis right here? None. So there is none. My x-intercept right here is 2, 0. Be careful how you write it. Okay? The x-intercept has to have the number in the x column. Yeah, practice. All right, I'm going to move this up and let my class finish writing down these notes. If you want to, this was just me recapping. I'll come back to it in a second, but now it's time to practice. Oh, they did put it on there. All right, just a sec. Holy moly, there we go. Nope, wrong one.